It is a pleasure to be here with you in this time, in this space of your current reality that you're experiencing on Earth. As many of you have noticed, this is a time of change. This is a turbulent time for some, and for others, it's a very calm and peaceful time. We are here to encourage you and remind you of your eternalness, of your divinity, of your soulfulness, of your importance, of your worth, and of your contributions. And first, we would like to thank you for participating in this exchange, for without your participation, we would not be here participating with you to this capacity. We are always here participating in your lives, supporting you and guiding you. But when you purposely and consciously invite us to be a part of your experience, we are able to be here more wholly and more fully for all of you. So therefore, we would like to say thank you for trusting in us as you are participating in our experience just as much as we are participating in your experience. And as the, let's say, veil begins to thin and continues to thin, the idea of this kind of exchange will become more and more a part of everyday life for many of you. It already is for some of you. And for others on the planet, it is something that is foreign and absurd in a lot of ways. But as time goes on and as the veil continues to become thinner and thinner, there will be, let's say, a awakening to the idea of the multi-dimensions that are always within your reach, but not always within the capacity for many of you to reach because of the, let's say, doubt that exists within the collective consciousness that this kind of exchange, this kind of communication is indeed possible and worthy of your attention. But for those of you who are here today, and for those of you that will be listening to this in the future, we would like to congratulate you for reaching this point in your own personal spiritual evolution, that you have come to the point to recognize that you are worthy and that you are able to participate in communicating with your friends and your allies that exist within your experience from the non-physical plane and perspective. Is this making sense? We would like to take a moment to discuss briefly what is transpiring on your planet, because we know that many of you are sitting on the edge of your seats trying to figure out exactly what is happening and why it is happening. So because many of you are pondering the same ideas, we feel it prudent to perhaps start our conversation with the current reality that you're experiencing on planet Earth. We're not necessarily going to get into the idea of how it started and where it started and why it started from the human perspective, but from the, let's say, universal consciousness, from the collective consciousness that supersedes the idea of materialized, crystallized life on Earth. In other words, the logical mind, from a higher perspective, from a higher consciousness. This is a time of change that needs to occur in order for all of you and all of us who are very much a part of the physical experience, but from the non-physical experience, for all of us to move toward that which was part of the original plan, which was to exist in a world that was more inclusive than it is now, to exist in a world that is encompassing of all ideas, of all perceptions, of all races, of all genders, of all belief systems, for the purpose of unification, for the purpose of a more harmonious way of life, yes? So as you move towards this idea, it doesn't really matter so much as to why certain things are happening or how certain things are happening. What matters is, what is it that all of you personally would like to see as a result of the experience that you are experiencing now? And to hold that thought and to hold that feeling in your heart as much and as often as you possibly can, because it's in the feeling that you are going to create the outcome that you would prefer from what you're experiencing now. Does this make sense?